My neighbor called the police on me 3 times in 1 month. The first time, officers showed up at my door because someone reported loud music at 2 a.m. I was asleep. The second time, they came because someone claimed I was running an illegal business out of my garage. I don't even have a garage. The third time, the report said I was threatening people in the neighborhood. By then, the officers were apologizing before they even knocked. I had a pretty good idea who was behind it. My neighbor, Carol. Carol had moved in 6 months earlier and immediately decided she was in charge of the entire street. She complained about people's lawns, complained about where they parked, and even complained that children were laughing too loudly during summer vacation. Most people ignored her. I made the mistake of telling her no. One afternoon, she knocked on my door holding a clipboard. She explained that she was creating a neighborhood improvement fund. Translation, she wanted everyone to give her money. When I asked where the money would go, she couldn't answer. When I asked if anyone had voted for this, she got offended. When I politely declined to contribute, she stared at me for several seconds before walking away. The police report started 2 weeks later. At first, I couldn't prove anything. Every complaint was anonymous. Every report wasted my time. And every time the officers left, Carol somehow happened to be watching through her front window. Then she got bolder. One morning, I found a warning notice taped to my mailbox, claiming I had violated neighborhood regulations. The notice looked official. The problem was that our neighborhood didn't even have an HOA. Carol had invented the entire thing. I showed the paper to several neighbors. To my surprise, they all started laughing. Not because it was funny, but because they'd received similar notices. One family got a warning about having a basketball hoop. Another got one for owning a trampoline. An elderly man got cited for feeding birds. Nobody had reported her because everyone assumed someone else would. That's when we decided we'd had enough. Instead of arguing with Carol, we created a group chat with nearly every house on the street. We started comparing notes. Within a week, we had screenshots, photos, fake notices, videos, and recordings. The amount of evidence was ridiculous. Then Carol handed us the perfect opportunity. She announced a mandatory neighborhood meeting at the local community center. Mandatory, as if she were the mayor. Curious, almost everyone showed up. Carol stood at the front of the room with a projector and a stack of papers. She spent 20 minutes lecturing adults about how they should live. Then she revealed her grand plan. She wanted every household to pay her a monthly fee so she could enforce community standards. People sat in stunned silence. Carol mistook the silence for agreement. She smiled proudly and asked if there were any questions. I stood up and said, actually, yes. Then I connected my laptop to the projector. Carol's smile disappeared. The first image appeared on the screen, one of her fake violation notices. Then another, then screenshots, then videos, then recordings. Every anonymous complaint, every fake warning, every attempt to bully the neighborhood. One by one, house after house shared their evidence. The room transformed from silent confusion into open frustration. Carol tried interrupting, but nobody listened. She claimed she was helping the neighborhood. Someone asked why helping required collecting money. She couldn't answer. Someone asked why she filed false police reports. She couldn't answer that either. For the first time since moving in, Carol had nowhere to hide. The meeting ended early. Nobody signed up for her fund. Nobody supported her plans. And nobody took her seriously anymore. The false complaints stopped immediately. The fake notices disappeared. The police never returned. 3 months later, Carol put her house up for sale. The day the moving truck arrived, nearly every neighbor was outside. Not celebrating, not mocking, just enjoying a peaceful afternoon. For the first time in months, nobody was watching from behind a curtain, and the neighborhood finally felt quiet again.